I have to physically stop myself from going in there. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Things from Outside. This episode, I find myself exploring Japan, specifically in this video, the ancient capital city of Kyoto, known for an abundance of shrines, temples, and other historic buildings. Join me as we venture upwards of over 1,000 years into the city's rich history, starting with the Kyoto Imperial Palace. The Kyoto Imperial Palace was built in 1877 after the 1869 Meiji Restoration, bringing imperialism back to Japan and ending the Edo period. The palace quickly lost significant use when the capital was moved to Tokyo in 1869, where the grounds now function as a museum and housing for several sacred objects and some ceremonies. Unfortunately, most, if not all, of the palace buildings are closed off to the public, but the grounds itself are still free to explore. This building here, while seeming period appropriate, was actually built rather recently, and houses one of the sacred objects that I was talking about earlier, this one being the sacred mirror. A quick ride on the incredibly efficient Japanese transit system brings us to our next site, Nijo Castle. Nijo Castle was built from the 1620s to 1679 to house the Tokugawa shogunate and would be frequented by other important figures such as samurai. In the outer wall is the Ninomaru Palace, which is open to the public, but no photography is allowed. Also on castle grounds are many quintessential Japanese gardens, along with other structures like tea houses, which will be shown later. You can see here there's glass along the papered windows to help protect the wall paintings inside of the castle, which I was not allowed to show you. We are now approaching the inner wall, surrounded by another moat. The inner wall houses the Hanmaru Palace, which was receiving renovations at the time of filming. Also on inner wall property is the site of a 5-story keep tower, which burnt down in 1750. Today, the site provides panoramic views of the castle grounds, the mountains, and the city. Our next stop is the oldest of any we will visit by far, and is one of the most important Shinto shrines in all of Japan. This is one of thousands of torii gates associated with the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine, the main shrine of the Kami Inari, the god of rice. The shrine was established in 711 AD and has dozens of smaller shrines dotted along its torii paths, leading up the 233-meter-tall Mount Inari. Foxes may be considered Inari's messengers, but it seems cats also guard these shrines alongside the hundreds of fox statues. When you leave a shrine, always remember to bow at the final torii you pass through. Another train ride and taxi ride later, we find ourselves in the Higashiyama district, known for its traditionally styled buildings, shrines, and temples. This is the Kiyomitsu-dera Temple, a large Buddhist temple complex climbing up a small mountain. This site was founded in 778 AD and rebuilt in 1633. While recording, I found out this site has an odd history attached to it, an Edo period tradition where one would take a 13-meter jump from this building, and if they survived, their wish would be granted. During the Edo period, 234 jumps were actually recorded, and I have no idea if people still try this. Don't let TikTok turn this into a challenge, please. Also in the Higashiyama district is the Yasaka Pagoda, believed to have been originally built in the 7th century and rebuilt in 1408. It is the last remaining structure of a 6th century temple complex known as Hokanji. Our adventure in Kyoto has come to a delicious but unfortunate close with some shabu shabu. And before we go, if you enjoyed going on this adventure with me, hit the like button and tell me about your favorite site in the comments. Or tell me about your favorite adventure you've been on. And if you want to be really cool and join me on even more adventures, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, stay curious.